Your person has been trying to reach you with an urgent message. Right now, at this very moment, they are preparing to send you a letter that will change everything you thought you knew about your separation. The universe has been sending you signs that you may have dismissed as coincidence. Those dreams where your person appears but can't speak, the sudden memories flooding your mind at random times. These aren't accidents. Your person's energy has been desperately reaching out to you because they carry a painful truth they can no longer keep silent. The real reason they left wasn't their choice. Someone close to you manipulated the entire situation, forcing them away from you. This person has been hiding in plain sight, pretending to comfort you while secretly celebrating their success. The timing of you finding this message is divinely guided. You're about to discover a betrayal closer than you ever imagined, and the truth will finally set you free. Your person didn't want to leave you. They were forced out of your life by someone you trust deeply. This person orchestrated the entire separation while appearing to be your biggest supporter during the heartbreak. They carefully manipulated circumstances to drive your person away, planting seeds of doubt in both your minds and creating conflicts that seem to come from nowhere. Your person has been living with this painful secret, unable to tell you directly because of threats, manipulation, or fear of making things worse. The truth has been eating away at their conscience every single day. Now the universe is finally creating the opportunity for this revelation to reach you. The person who forced your separation had specific motivations for wanting your person out of your life. They saw your happiness as a threat to their control over you. They wanted what you had, or they wanted to keep you dependent on them. While you've been grieving and wondering what went wrong, this manipulator has been right beside you, offering comfort while hiding their role in your pain. The letter coming to you will expose everything that was hidden. Pay attention to the signs your person has been sending through the spiritual realm. Sudden memories of them have been flooding your mind at the most random times. Memories so vivid they feel like they're happening right now. You've been having dreams where they're trying to speak to you but can't get the words out, or where you're separated by glass or distance. Objects that remind you of them keep appearing in unusual places, as if the universe is trying to keep them in your awareness. Songs that were special to your relationship play everywhere you go, on the radio, in stores, in your head. You keep seeing their name or numbers connected to them, like the time you met or their birthday digits. You've been feeling their emotional energy strongly, waves of sadness, regret, and desperate longing that aren't your own emotions. There are unexplained urges to check old messages or look at photos you haven't touched in months. You sense their presence around you, especially at night when the veil between souls is thinnest. Your phone acts strange when you think about them, apps opening randomly or glitches that make no sense. Even animals around you have been behaving unusually, as if sensing another presence. You feel pulled to reach out, but something always stops you at the last moment. There's this feeling of being watched or protected by an unseen presence that feels familiar and loving. The person who forced your separation is someone shockingly close to you, a family member who appeared to be your biggest supporter through this painful time. This is most likely a parent who felt they were losing control over your life, a sibling who envied what you had with your person, or a close family friend who saw themselves as the authority on what's best for you. They wanted your relationship destroyed because your happiness with your person threatened their position in your life. They watched you grow closer to your person and felt themselves becoming less important, less needed, less central to your world. Your person represented a threat to the control they had carefully maintained over you for years. The tactics they used were sophisticated and calculated. They planted seeds of doubt in both your minds through seemingly innocent comments and observations. They created coincidental problems and conflicts, making sure to be around when tensions were high. They shared carefully manipulated information with both of you, telling your person things about you that weren't true and telling you things about your person that were twisted or exaggerated. They made threats your person couldn't ignore, perhaps about your family relationships or your future. They used emotional manipulation to create distance, making your person feel unwelcome or uncomfortable. They controlled access to communication between you, intercepting messages or creating situations where you couldn't connect, all while playing both sides and pretending complete innocence. The lies they told your person about you painted you as unstable, uncommitted, or interested in someone else. The letter will reach you soon, though it may come in unexpected forms. It might arrive as physical mail, an email you almost delete, a social media message from an account you don't recognize, or through a mutual friend who finally agrees to pass it along. Your person has been gathering courage for months to send this message. They've written and rewritten it dozens of times, trying to find the right words to explain the inexplicable. The fear they've had to overcome is immense because they know this revelation will shake the foundation of your family relationships. What finally pushed them to reveal the truth now was seeing you from a distance, still hurting, still blaming yourself for the failure of your relationship. They realized you deserved to know the truth, even if it changes nothing between you. The emotional weight they've been carrying has become unbearable. Their regret and pain over not fighting harder, not being braver, not protecting what you had together has reached a breaking point. They've been watching you from a distance through mutual friends or social media, seeing your pain and knowing they hold the key to your healing. The risk they are taking by sending this message is significant because the manipulator may retaliate or turn your family against them completely. But they've decided your right to know the truth is worth any consequence they might face. The letter contains specific details that only your person would know, intimate moments and private conversations that will immediately confirm its authenticity. There's a timeline of how the manipulation unfolded, starting from when the manipulator first sensed your relationship becoming serious. Your person describes conversations with this family member that they never told you about, late-night phone calls filled with warnings and concerns that seemed loving but were actually designed to create fear and doubt. They explain the pressure tactics used against them, the subtle and not so subtle threats about what would happen if they didn't step back from your relationship. There are moments documented when they almost told you the truth but were prevented, either by the manipulator's intervention or their own fear of causing an irreparable family rift. The letter reveals their true feelings that never changed despite the physical separation, how they thought of you every single day and missed you with an ache that never fades. They described the pain of staying away from you, knowing you were hurting and being unable to comfort you. Some letters include actual evidence they kept, screenshots of manipulative messages, recordings of threatening conversations, or names of witnesses who saw what was happening. They explain how they finally discovered the full extent of the manipulation, perhaps through overhearing a conversation or through someone else finally speaking up. The guilt they carry for not being stronger weighs heavily in every word. Before you receive and read this letter, you need to protect yourself emotionally and energetically. Create a sacred space where you feel safe and supported, somewhere you won't be interrupted or watched. Light a white candle for clarity and truth, and take several deep breaths to center yourself. When the letter arrives, don't read it in anger or when you're already emotionally vulnerable. Choose a moment when you have time and space to process difficult emotions. After reading it, resist the urge to immediately confront the manipulator in anger. Instead, take time to gather your own evidence by reviewing your memories with this new perspective. Think back to specific moments and conversations, noticing details you missed before. Speak with trusted friends outside your family who may have noticed signs of the manipulation. Keep a journal to process the revelation and track your healing journey. Understand that being manipulated doesn't make you or your person weak. The tactics used against you were sophisticated and designed to exploit your trust and love. Release any guilt about not seeing it sooner, because manipulators are experts at hiding their true intentions. Forgive yourself for trusting the wrong person, because trust is a beautiful quality that was abused. Begin setting firm boundaries with the manipulator, limiting contact and information sharing. Decide carefully if and how you want to confront them, weighing the potential outcomes against your need for acknowledgement. Allow yourself to grieve multiple losses at once: the relationship you lost and the family member you thought you knew. Seek support from a therapist or counselor who specializes in family trauma and manipulation. Practice spiritual cleansing to cut the toxic energy cord connecting you to this person. Only you can decide what happens next in your relationship with your person. Understanding that they were also a victim of manipulation may change how you feel about the separation. You need to decide whether forgiveness feels authentic for you right now. And understand that forgiveness doesn't automatically mean reconciliation. Both responses are completely valid. Some relationships can heal and become even stronger after truth emerges and both people commit to rebuilding trust. Other relationships are too damaged by the time apart, the pain of deception, and the growth that happened separately during the separation. Take time to know what your heart truly wants, not what you think you should want or what others expect. Remove all pressure to make immediate decisions about reconnecting. If reconciliation feels right, consider meeting in person in a neutral location where you both feel safe and comfortable. Prepare questions that need answering before you can move forward. Understand that rebuilding trust takes significant time and consistent effort from both people. Evaluate honestly whether the foundation of your relationship is strong enough to rebuild or whether too much has changed. You may have both grown in different directions during this time apart. If reconciliation isn't possible or desired, closure is equally valid and valuable. The peace that comes from simply knowing the truth is profound, regardless of whether you get back together. Truth itself is healing because it ends the torment of wondering and self-blame. Your entire life changes when you finally know the truth about why your person left. You're no longer trapped in endless wondering about what went wrong or what you could have done differently. The weight of self-blame lifts completely because you understand the separation wasn't caused by your inadequacy or their lack of love. You gain clear vision about who truly has your best interests at heart and who has been serving their own agenda. This experience teaches you to set stronger boundaries with manipulative people and trust your intuition more deeply. The revelation is a gift despite the pain it brings, because living in deception is worse than facing difficult truth. The universe protected you by ensuring this truth reached you at exactly the right time. Your person showed tremendous courage in sending the letter despite their fear. Honor their bravery by receiving the message with an open heart. The spiritual growth that comes from this experience prepares you for deeper, more authentic relationships. You've gained wisdom about human behavior, family dynamics, and the subtle ways people can influence and control others. Stay alert because the letter is arriving very soon, possibly within days or weeks of you hearing this message. It may come in a form you don't expect, so check places you haven't looked in a while, old email accounts, message requests on social media, or even physical mail if you've moved recently. Be open to unconventional delivery methods because the universe works in mysterious ways to ensure important messages reach their destination. Your spirit guides are actively facilitating this communication, removing obstacles that previously prevented it from getting through. Prepare your heart to receive difficult truth with grace and strength. Trust that the timing is divinely orchestrated, not random or coincidental. This message is finding you at exactly the right moment for your highest good and deepest healing. Your healing journey depends on knowing this truth and releasing false guilt. If this message resonates with your experience, share it with others who might need to hear it. Show appreciation for this divine guidance by supporting this channel, as the energy exchange strengthens universal communication and helps others discover the truth they desperately need.